Hey, hey, hey. Let's get the messages on. There we go. And we're good. We get the dad jokes out ready, just in case. I have more or less ready. Never know how the chat's going to go. It can go very well. Sometimes it can be a bit quiet. It's a late one, that's for sure. So apologies to those who probably wanted me to be on earlier, especially to Ellie, for instance, who I think was hoping to tell us about her results from her. I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with her knee. Hi, Sienna. Welcome in. Better late than never. Better late than never. So, oh, Susan as well. Hi, Sue. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a. I tell you, it's been a physically challenging day. Actually, I've had to be working really fast in between the rain today. It was a bit touch and go if I was even going to get all of my work done before the light faded, because I wanted to get everything finished because I was, as you know, I was in Barton Clay, and I wanted to get over to the next spot, which today I'm now in Stotfold because I'll be working here tomorrow. I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to go with the rain either, but it's less of a panic because that's all done now. And if I don't get stuff done tomorrow that's here, it'll just go on to the next sheet and I won't have to do a lot of travel because the rest of the work will be over here as well. But last thing I wanted to do was have to drive all the way over the Barton Clay the next time I have work to do, because it's just for a couple of jobs that have been so annoying. That would have been a lot of travel just for a couple of jobs, which wouldn't have even made them worth it. But I know how it goes. I'd have got forced to go over there. So hi, Sparker. Good to see you. So how are you, Sue? And I know how you are, Sienna, so I'll just ask Sparker how he is as well. Yeah, another close one, that's for sure. To be fair though, we had a long one yesterday. Yesterday was a really big stream from all counts, really. A very high view count, loads of watch time. We had loads of new people in, quite a few who subscribed, so that was really nice. Yeah, yesterday was a really good stream. But today, yeah, just got sidetracked again, lost sight of the time. I got up so late today, it's ridiculous. I didn't mean to get up as late as I did. I was planning to get up a few hours before and at least be ready if there was any sort of dry spells. But I knew that the morning was going to be so wet there wasn't any point getting out. But then, yeah, by the time I actually got out, I think I'd missed a fair chunk of the good weather that I should have been out working in. So, done myself in a bit. Glad to hear you're good, Sue. Spark says, recovering from last night's drinking. Does that mean you're having a break from it today, or are you back onto the sauce, shall we call it? We have a Roseanne Lynch in. So Roseanne, oh no, sorry, Rosanna. I do apologise. It's very small writing. Rosanna saying my birthday's in 22 days. Wow. Will you join us for the next 22 days, and so we can say happy birthday to you on your actual birthday? That's the question. And Sienna saying, where you at? No, I think he was just. I've got a feeling Sparkle was just drinking while we were having our chinwag on the stream. I imagine. Oh, glad to hear it, Rosanna. That's a lovely name, Rosanna. Where were you from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm in the UK myself. I don't recognise the name, so I'm assuming you're new here. Although you may have been here a long while ago. I'm better at recognising people once they've been in a few times, so I'm never sure when someone turns up with their. If I don't recognise them, sometimes it's just they've been in once or twice, or sometimes it's because they've never been in. So I have to ask. I don't mean to be rude. And Spark is saying, I'm too old for going out. Oh, what's that? What's the comedian who coined all that? Like, there's Garrett that like just popped out, and then I'm out, and then I was out. That was such a funny sketch. That was brilliant. I can't remember his name now. I can see his face, and he's the one who goes ambiance and stuff like that. He's a solid comic. Arkansas. Wow, that's cool. So, an American. Very nice to have you here. What's it like in Arkansas at the moment? I'm guessing probably cold like here. Mickey Flanagan, that's it. Yes, yeah. Top. He's definitely. I think he's in my top 10 like favorite comedians. But yeah, he's not about as much as some of them, to be fair. Although that's maybe just like how YouTube feeds me my stuff, and I don't see him as often. I don't know. We have Michael in saying Arkansas isn't Iowa. Have I said it wrong? Have I? See, I thought that that's how you pronounce that, or am I wrong? Or is it Arkansas? I don't know. Oh dear. Or are you just being funny? Because I have to admit, the first time I saw that written down, I was like, I read it as Arkansas, and I was like, that's weird. I've never heard of that before. Where is that? And it took ages for my brain to click and go, oh, that must be Arkansas. But there's a few places like that where the pronunciation is just not what you'd expect at all. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I read the first time I ever read it. I read it as Arkansas, and I was like, and I was like, it was a full. I think it was like a full 10 minutes or something before it kind of like went oof and hit me. Um, so I think Michael's trying to wind us up here. Oh dear me. Um, what's that, Rosanna? You're tear you're tearing 8. I don't know what you mean. And we have Andres and Andres saying hi. Hi. Have I said that right? Uh, yeah. And my brain wants to say Andreas, but I'm guessing that isn't how you say that one. So Andres, I think. Yeah. Um, okay then. So how are we pronounce? So how if they're two different places, Michael, where are they? That's the question, isn't it? Educate us. Andres saying, Andres, you got it right the third time. Oh, Andreas. Okay, so I pronounced it Andreas. Okay, very very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate the correction. How are you doing, Andreas? And where are you from? Um, I'm just telling all the new people who seem to be arriving. We get a lot of new people this time of day. I don't know what that is. I've done a very late stream today. For those of you who don't know, I'm on a current sort of mission to do a full year of daily streams with no break, and today is day 127. So yeah, 127 days is pretty good. Definitely over a third of the way there. So yeah, that's solid. But yeah, I'm in the UK. I'm a van lifer, and it's a pleasure to have all you newbies in. We have John Dav. Am I saying that right? Hi mate, strange surroundings are in some sort of garage. No, this is my van. So as I was just saying, this is I'm a van lifer, and this is my self-converted van. So it was just a big empty Luton box van. That's one of the ones where you have a bit of like a space above the front cab as well. And yeah, it's a pretty big vehicle. And I converted it all myself nearly 5 years. Well, I started over 5 years ago and finished it nearly 5 years ago. And yeah, this has been home for quite a while. Yep, I live full time in the van, Michael. That is right. Oh, Andrea Sound from America. Oh, we seem. I might get. So the just from the fact that we've at least got 2 Americans in, I'm guessing we're sort of getting pushed into an American crowd at the moment. So I'm guessing we've got. Excuse me. It is live. That happens. So I'm guessing we've got a few other Americans in. What about you, Michael? Where are you from? Uh, um, and what are you asking about my T-shirt? It's a real bog standard T-shirt. Fruit of the Loom, I think this is. Just a bog standard Fruit of the Loom, really cheap cotton T-shirt. I like a 100% cotton t-shirt. Just it can be a pain, but I prefer it to. I like the feel of it, and it's quite thick and heavy. These ones, they're quite good. Not like these cheap sort of like things you can get off like Temu and stuff, and AliExpress. I don't know if you guys have that over there in America. Um, these Chinese companies, they send over these like really thin like polyester materials and stuff. They're not very good most of the time. Where am I parked right now? I'm parked beside a council building. Weirdly enough, I don't know if you're in the UK, Michael, and whether the things I say will go over your head. Not a lot of Americans might not understand when I say the local council, what on earth that means. But that's basically just like um, the people who run things in this town. Essentially, they do not mind me parking here. They know that I'm keeping things clean and tidy and not causing any trouble, so they're all good with me. John Dove saying, looks awesome, spacious for a van. I'm UK too. Nice to have you in then. Yeah, I'm in a county called Bedfordshire, which is about 40 minutes north of London. Um, yeah, we're pretty boring over here in terms of geography, which is why it's not quite nice to live in a van, because then I can travel to other parts. I'm hoping to get down to the south coast potentially sometime in the next few weeks for a little kind of preliminary kind of just a weekend trip with my friend Lucas, sort of with a plan to sometime early spring, so maybe March or April time. We're hoping to do a trip over to Wales for a full-on hike over to Snowdonia, essentially. Look, he's a van lifer as well, but he has like a little like electric sort of caddy size van, and he's actually going to stay with me in the van. We're going to go over, and we're going to have a bit of a sort of a time away together. Should be good fun. Some shit. You said Shine, but I think you mean Sheen. Clothes are really good. Yeah, me and my ex had ordered a couple of times from Sheen, and some of their stuff is okay. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I think it's hit and miss there, to be fair, but they have a reasonable returns policy, which makes it easy enough. Yeah, I see the for F's sake. Yeah, you got auto corrected there badly. Michael saying, you should have said you were parked somewhere exotic. We wouldn't know. Everybody knows on my show. I'm pretty open about where I park, and there's a few regular spots, and this is my regular Stopfold spot. And you know, I've streamed myself going over to the woods nearby collecting firewood for my stove. So you can see my stove is just chugging away over here. Might just make it a little bit more pretty for you. Just bring some of the wood forward so it can make some nice flame for us. There we go. Hopefully that looks nice. Yeah, so I do use some stuff I buy from the shops, but I do as much as I can, like basically like harvested wood from local woods and forests and stuff. A little bit naughty, but gives me some exercise and saves some money. Why not? John Dove saying, I'm in Liverpool. I'm in North Wales regularly. Yeah, from there it's not much of a trip at all, is it? From here it's about, I think it's about 3.5 hours from here, if I'm going fairly direct. Depends on traffic, obviously, as well. I do prefer to do trips like that, where they're quite long, sort of late evening, sort of head off at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And that way you kind of just miss so much of the traffic, and it can be a really nice drive. And I've actually streamed some of the drives because people love a driving stream where I just point at the road ahead. We get so many views on those. I don't know why. Andrea's saying, in my classmates have to go to middle school because one thing happened at my school today, and now I have to go to the middle school for one day, and that's why I didn't quite follow that, but I'm guessing you've got to do something different tomorrow. But you can tell us some more about that if you like, Andres. So I'm trying to, because I think Andreas said he's in America as well. Did he say? Yeah. So your schools are different to ours. I'm trying to think. Middle school is like So high school for you is like college for us, and college for you is university for us. So middle school must be kind of like secondary school, I'm guessing. Is I think that's probably right. So yeah, sort of. I guess that's like the younger teenagers and whatnot. Um, what's this Sienna saying? I've missed something. Sienna said, I used the TikTok shop for what? Oh, you were talking about the clothes with like Shein and stuff. I see. I'm following the. I'm having to go back and just reread the chat to follow the context of some of the comments. Had to delete the app though. I was buying too much. Yeah, yeah. Easy to buy too much stuff. We have a Graham in saying, "Is there any? What's a mocklemizer? I have no idea what that is. What is that? I have no idea what that is. I'm guessing there's something funny coming, but maybe it's something serious. I have no idea. Do educate me. I would be interested to know. Second grade. Oh, right. So you're saying so what? So what is it before? So are you saying that you're the one before middle school and you're going up to middle school for something? Is that what you're saying? I think I'm following you now. We have Michael back saying about the Arkan. Right. Arkansas is in Kansas. Arkansas is a state. Right. Right. Is it right? I mean, I have no idea. I thought the state was spelt with the S at the end. To be fair, that's how our map seems to say it. But we have Gorilla Angel in saying, "Dang, I got ignored. Sorry, Gorilla Angel. Let me have a look. Oh, you said hi. I do apologise for reading the long messages, so I apologise for that. But hi, Gorilla Angel. Can I just call you Gorilla, or shall I call you Angel? Which would you prefer?" I'll call you Gorilla. That's a way more interesting name. How are you doing? And where are you from? I'm from the UK. I don't know if you are as well. And we have Graham then saying, "I studied in Lancaster University here in England for 3 years to become a mocklemizer." Are you gonna tell me what it is? Or are you just gonna keep me in suspense this whole time? We've got Darren in from Australia. Hi, Darren. Welcome. Wow, we're getting a bit global tonight. And we have. Oh, I recognise this name, Pregazorio. That seems like someone we've had in before, although there's numbers, so it could be a different one. It's actually my van. This is where I live, so it's not actually a workshop. It might look like a workshop because I've got like kitchen utensils up here, but they're utensils, not tools. But glad to have you here, Darren. How are you doing? Are you sure that's what they do, Graham? I've got a feeling that's not what mocklemizers do. I've got a feeling they do something else. Dear. I think they probably stop people from mocklemizing, I guess. I'm joking now. Jim Smith saying van. Yes, this is a big Luton box van where I live. Converted it myself, so it might not look like one from here, but it's definitely a van. You can check out my channel. I've got like little tour of it on one or two of my videos, and I am thinking that I might give another tour of it this weekend. So any of you new people who want to see a tour of the van, hit that sub button and make sure you're in on the weekend. I'm thinking potentially on Saturday I might give a little tour, and if not Saturday, definitely on Sunday. But we'll see who's in as well a little bit, and who's interested. But my son will be here by then as well. So my younger son, he comes and stays with me every other week. And yeah, he'll be about for the streams on the weekend as well, which will be really fun. Says, yeah, was my first time here the other night. You're living the dream, man. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Pregazorio. Oh, that's a mouthful. Have we got? I'm going to go with Prega. That sounds like you're pregnant, but I'm going to go with Prega. unless you've got a name that I can call you by, and I shall try to remember it. Seems you're in for a second time. If you've got a name and I can call you something, then that'd be really cool. and I will try my best to remember you when you come in, and yeah, it'd be good. So Graham's saying, I'm going to see. I'm going now. See you all again soon. Stay safe, everyone. Peace and love. Peace and love to you as well. Um, um, kisses as well. Okay. Jim Smith saying, I won't troll you. You can troll away if you want. As long as everyone's like not saying anything hugely disrespectful, I'm quite happy to go with the flow in here. You'll find that, especially when we do these late ones, I'm happy with a little bit of fun. I don't like people spamming the chat and blocking everyone else from having their say and having their fun. But yeah, we're here just to have a good time. Everyone is welcome, whether you're here just for a bit of a laugh or if you want to get something off your chest or talk about something serious or something funny, whatever. Yeah, this is the space to do it. I do so many random things here. You can catch me out in the woods. Like last night, my stream was me going up into the hills, into the woods, collecting loads of firewood, coming back down, and then I spent like another hour, an hour and a half just chatting to the YouTube family and some newbies like this, just sat here, like shooting the breeze basically. Other times I'll be playing board games either by myself or with viewers, or indeed sometimes with my boys or friends even. So yeah, it's a fully eclectic kind of thing. And in the summer, to be fair, we'll probably get out for some hikes. I mean, when we first started, it was still warm enough and light enough in the evenings that I could stream sort of getting out and having some fun challenges, like doing little walks around. We saw a few sunsets together. Yeah, we'd just do wherever van life takes me, because that's basically life for me. Um, and so the chat kind of reflects that. We get a bit random in here. Where do you put the poo? That is a classic question. I put it in the bin. There you go. For that's the answer to that. I just throw it in the bin. And I guess they deal with it a bit like they do the dog poo. Yeah. And the nappies from the babies and things like that. Yeah. I assume that most of the I assume all that kind of waste probably just gets incinerated, but I'm not really privy to how the councils deal with all that sort of stuff. But I would assume so. I would have thought that's how they deal with all that. Maybe they landfill it. I don't know. But there's plenty of all that out there somewhere, either piled up or burnt away. I don't know. Oh dear. I mean, they do random stuff with our waste over these days. They're supposed to recycle a lot of it, and I know from like what you hear that they don't actually recycle anywhere near as much as they're supposed to. Not that they're going to be recycling poo. Oh, oh, a pregnant Oreo. That's so Prega's Oreo. Oh, is that how is it supposed to be pronounced? Prega's Oreo. Oh, so Prega's. Okay, fair enough. We're going to go. How about I call you Oreo then? How about that? That's a little bit. That's a little bit fun. We'll call you Oreo. There we go. That'll be good. I'm not how does somebody get an Oreo pregnant? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Wait, is that why the Oreos come with the white cream in the middle? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. No one's going to be eating an Oreo the same after that. No, no, no. And we've got is it Kirsten? I hope I'm saying that right. From hello, a hello from Toronto. Hi, back. So Toronto, that's Canada, isn't it? Wow, we've got all people from all around the world coming in today. This is brilliant. This is really cool. How is everyone doing tonight? We're good. How are you? Have you been here before, Kirsten? I don't fully recognise your name, but maybe. We've got Wayne in. Hi, Wayne. Solid member of the YouTube family. I'm good today, Wayne. I've had a shocking day at work. To be fair, it was absolutely graft. I was motoring around, and I'm going to tell you this much: the last job, right, it was only a quick front. It takes about, I don't know, 4 minutes to clean this thing today, whereas normally I'd probably take more like about 6 or 7 minutes, because it's just a couple of windows. Well, about 3 windows and a door. It's like isn't that well, four windows and a door, and 2 of the windows are tiny. But essentially, I rock up and it's like, I don't know, I think it was like 5:15. The sun was set like, I don't know, 25 minutes before. It was getting dark. I mean, it was all but dark. And I was like, she had her blinds mostly closed and I could see her inside, but she probably couldn't see me type thing. And I was like, if I'm quiet, she won't know I'm here. So I cleaned the windows really quietly, but made sure I was really thorough with it. and then very quietly put the card into her door and hope that she hadn't noticed that I was there quite so late. Because the person I was cleaning them like literally just before, they were in and they came out and talked to me about a few other bits and pieces. And then they weren't bothered I was there that late. But by the time I got to hers, it was like, well, this is dodgy now. If she saw me doing it now, she'd probably have her own moan. So I'm going to be sneaky about it. But that's how my day went. How about you, Wayne? How was your day been? I hope it's been good. We have a Guten Morgen from La Adela. So Adela, that's a cool name. Welcome. And I guess, well, I don't know what good evening is, but good morning to you too. What, what are you OGsing about, Oreo? Right. And Andrea's saying, uh, because LOF, the draw power outage, I don't know why, because I wasn't there when it happened, and I think my teacher was there when it happened. I don't know, so I'll keep you in mind. Uh, I'm going to say I don't know what you're talking about there, Andreas, but and we got something redacted, and then I've got Michael saying, "Do you drink alcohol?" I don't actually. Random question, but yeah, I don't actually drink. And we have Monkey Nuts in. That's a class name. I like that name, Monkey Nuts, from Wales. Welcome from Wales. I'm hoping to get over to your part of your neck of the woods sometime in a couple of months or so, 2 or 3 months. Well, I'm going to try and get a proper trip to Snowdonia booked in with my mate. Oh no, Wales is just as exciting as anywhere else, man. Don't you put Wales down? I love going to Wales. I've been to Wales so many times now. Done the Gower Peninsula at least twice, maybe 3 times. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Lovely coastal bits over there. Love the beaches. I mean, just gorgeous, and just some lovely places down there. I think like you got the Swansea bit, and you got like what's called the Mumbles. They do. There's some nice ice cream parlour down there that does some really nice ice cream, and yeah, like I said, the beaches are just gorgeous over that way, and the villages now really really nice places. And then North Wales with like Snowdonia and stuff. Oh, fantastic over there! Fantastic, great memories from over there. Although I do have one memory of nearly dying, like being inches away from death. With my best mate. I told that story a couple of times on stream. I tell you, me and my best mate used to get up to some right nonsense when we first started off, like doing like camping and hiking. I mean, we were total noobs, and we did some right stupid stuff. We're more knowledgeable these days, but we were stupid back in the day. What's that, Wayne? You saying day off for me today, brother? Carried on with glossing the doors. Fair play, getting that decorating done. And then Oreo saying, I'm from Birmingham, UK. I'm going to sleep now. Have a good night. See you, Oreo. Hope to see you again soon. Hope you're subbed so we can see you again. You've been a lot of fun. It's been great having you in. And Wayne's saying, please like up the live, guys. Yeah, double tap that screen. That's right. Thank you, Wayne. I always forget to say, but we've got a lot of new people in, so I'm hoping people are hitting that sub button. And yeah, double tap that screen for the like, sure. And Kirsten saying, giving Monkey Nuts the is that a big grin? Yeah, that is Enigma. Oh, that's a pretty quality name as well. Enigma, for a good handle there. Shout out for the handle at the very least. Have you ever been disturbed by the police while camping because they thought you were up to no good? Do you mean like in the van, or do you mean like in a tent? In a tent, no. Never had anyone sort of disturb me really. I've been, I was just mentioning how me and Noah did some stupid stuff when we were younger. When we did the same trip where we were inches from death, we did get caught by a landowner in the morning after basically wild camping. We were in the sort of the national park area, but we were right behind the wall of his garden essentially, and he obviously owned all the land, and just because we're allowed to walk around there and it's open access, it doesn't mean you're allowed to camp there. And we were having a fire the night before, so we definitely should have been doing that. And he came out. He wasn't that happy, but we got away with that one. And we've been caught a couple of other ways as well in the early days doing some stupid stuff, as I say. But these days we don't do anything quite so stupid. A little bit more knowledgeable, a little bit more sensible with the places we pick to do our wild camping. But I've done some stupid stealth camps as well. But yeah, never been caught by the coppers doing anything that I shouldn't be. Have had the police knock on the door once or twice on the van. I say knock on the door. Once they knocked on the door, um, we were parked in a council car park, and she was lovely. She wasn't bothered. She happened to just be passing by when she got a call from a council member who'd been alerted that we were there. Asked her to check us out and what was going on, and we said, "Oh, we'll just be here for a couple of days." She was like, "Yeah, so they're not going to do anything in that time. Don't worry about it." Um, and another time, I think some random people like called the police out for some. I don't know if it was for my boys or somebody else's kids. But there was a report of some kids being unsupervised somewhere in the area, and they kind of came over and said, "Have you got the kids with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." They didn't even knock. I was like, basically had the door open. It was a summer to stay, and I was like, "Yeah, I've got my boys with me. They're over there with their mum," and and they're like, "Oh right," and then they took some details and they kind of carried on. And I don't know if it was somebody just basically trying to make trouble for the van lifers, or whether it was legitimately there were some kids around causing some trouble. I don't really know, but yeah, that's the two times that I can remember off the top of my head that we've had police knocking on the door, or like asking about the van. Basically, I've definitely I say that actually over at Biggleswade. Now I'm thinking about it, over at Biggleswade, there's nothing to do with the van per se, more to do with where we parked. So our home spot, it used to have a big problem with drug dealers, and they were using the area quite a lot. And yeah, I used to like I chatted to this police officer who was sort of kind of trying to deal with the situation a bit. Eventually, they raided the guys. Like they basically like nicked somebody for it. Um, and then also they just basically stopped wanting to come around because they realised that I have like a camera in the front of the van, and that I had basically a record of everyone going in and out of the of the park, and they didn't probably want to be using it anymore. So we kind of put off the drug dealers from using that space. But yeah, the police never really bothered us about being there. They actually like talked to us and were quite interested about the van and that. And one of them even like there was a couple there the first time, but then the guy who, like I talked to quite a bit, he came back and forth, and yeah, he even popped his head in and had a little look around and was quite interested with the van life stuff. So yeah, and then Kirsten's saying, I grew up in Namibia. Whoa. As a child, did a lot of camping back in the day. Great times, beautiful memories. Oh, I mean, I'm not familiar with the country that much, but I mean, I'm guessing it's probably got some awesome places. So when you say when you were growing up, I don't know. You don't have to give me an age or anything. But I'm curious how old you are, whether you'd be around my age or older, younger. How far back are we having to look for these childhood memories? That's what I'm wondering. And if you say you grew up in Namibia, I'm guessing you're not there anymore. So yeah, did you tell us where you're from? I'm not quite sure if I remember you saying or not. I don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't see it in the chat. So, and we've got Chockstar 007 saying, "Me and a few pals do a lot of night fishing. Friend of mine swears he saw a big cat come past his bivvy one night. Have you ever seen anything went out?" I mean, I've had like muntjacs getting real close, and those things are noisy. They that really nasty bark, and it sounds like Satan's pet dog or something, just like having a go about. Yeah, and there was like at least three of them, I think, just like mincing around nearby, and yeah. And I got a little bit sort of, and that one I wasn't I was complete cowboy camping, so I didn't have like I basically, this is one that isn't on my channel, but a couple of weeks before I put up, like I did my first, like my very first video on the channel was a wonky line mission, where basically I spent a day walking without like a map or compass or anything, and no GPS, and just trying to travel east for a whole day and try to land on an exact line east from where I started, and then basically try to work my way back the next day without getting lost. Quite an interesting adventure. And I did like a practice run a couple of weeks before to try to get used to like filming and get back into walking, because it had been a few years since, like a lot of years since I'd done that level of walking where I did a walk for a whole day. I think basically when I say whole day, like about 8-9 hours of walking, and I wanted to see how far I could get in the day. And yeah, basically by the time I reached where I was going on this first sort of practice trip, I did not have the legs left to do any kind of walking around setting up the tent. So I essentially just ended up crumpled up on the floor essentially, just trying to cook my food on my little wood stove that at the time wasn't working very well. I was trying to use my gasifier one back then, and it was too small. It didn't really work 100%, and it wasn't very good for what I was using it for. So I was struggling with the food. Finally got the food sorted, and I was just like, there's no one put the tent up here. That it wasn't a big enough space. I could barely move. Every muscle was aching. So I was like, I'm just gonna literally just get out what I need, and I literally just slept on the. I basically had my mat, my inflatable mat and my quilt, and I was just sleeping there, just hoping that I'd be all right. And I was literally, I don't know, about 20 meters from a car park, basically huddled up in a spot I'd never been before. And just, yeah, muntjac started to come about like when it was quite late, and I was properly getting freaked out at that point because it'd been a long time since I'd camped. I was in a place I didn't know. I didn't even know where I was at that point, because the whole point was I didn't even look at the map when I'd arrived. I just turned on like Google Maps quickly enough to drop a pin where I am, and all I could see was obviously like a blank spot on the map, because it wasn't like satellite view or anything. That was just like the normal map. So I just opened up, like, and it was zoomed in enough. I couldn't see anything, and I just dropped the pin where I am, turned it back off again, and I'm like, I don't even know where I am. I don't know anything, and I got freaked out on that one. But yeah, we've had like cows and sheep come by in the night, and like you wake up and suddenly they're all there. Cows is a freaky one because you think, whoa, didn't realise I was in a field where cows and cattle could come. And obviously you're in a little bivvy or one man tent, those things could trample you. It's a bit freaky when you wake up to that. That's a freaky thing. So Enigma saying crime watch surveillance undercover. I'm not sure what you're saying about that, but I guess you're focused on the police aspect of this thing, I guess. Andrea's saying one time when my mum and my dad were fishing with my grandma caught a megalodon. Well, what I don't know what to say to that. To be honest. That's a cracking idea, megalodon. Oh dear. Is your grandma called Statham by any chance? Monkey Nut saying, have you been down West Wales yet? Places like Tenby. I don't think I have. Is that worth a visit? It'd be good to know. And Kirsten said, oh, Toronto, that's it. Yeah. Sorry. My first time in Namibia was from 1975 to 1978. I'm 28. Right, so hold on. That maths ain't mathsing. That maths is not mathing at all. If your first time in Namibia was 1975, that would make you, if let's say if you were born that year, that would make you 26 plus 25, 51. So I've got a feeling you're not 28. Yeah, you give me the wind up, haven't you? And Truckstar saying, my uncle's caught a blue whale in the River Trent. About as likely as the megalodon, for sure. Andrea saying, my dad caught a massive hammerhead shark. Yeah, I mean, oh, we've got Nos back in. Hi, Nos. Welcome back in. Why are you saying? Are you calling me Tony? Because my name is not Tony. You were doing this the other day, and I'm like, it's not Tony at all. But oh, you're referring to this thing of me being like the men behaving badly. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Yeah, I'll take it. You can call me Tony if you want. I'll be Tony for you. Oh, dearie me. Oh, it's a good laugh. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll accept that. So you're basically, if I remember right, I got this straight. You that's the one played by Neil Morrissey. Is that the one? Because I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment if you tell me I look like him. That's like, yeah, that's all right. Certainly back in his Men Behaving Badly days as well, because he was younger than I am. Back then he was younger than I am now, so I'll take that. Yeah. I'll Bob the Builder. Yeah, I'll take Bob the Builder. I tell you, good fella that. I like to think that I can fix anything. I think I'm quite like Bob the Builder. Can he fix it? Yes, he can. Well, as long as it's like fixable, if it's a mechanical thing. Like, I mean, I've fixed all sorts of things, and I'll tell you this much: the amount of things I fixed with gaffer tape as well. And for those of you who don't understand what gaffer tape is, that's what us in the UK call duct tape. But essentially, like anything can be fixed with gaffer tape. I'm a strong believer of this. If it's busted, it can be fixed. This is like, I'm 100% sure that almost anything can be fixed. Like if the space station was damaged in some way and was going to crash down to earth, I reckon a roll of gaffer tape would probably be able to deal with the situation and get them back going. Like that is how confident I am with the gaffer tape. And it's to the point where I've fixed almost anything at all for a temporary fix, generally speaking. But like for instance, on the old car that my ex-wife is still driving around, mind you, the windscreen wipers busted when I was on a trip to the Peak District with my mates, and they stopped working. So I tried to fix it, I tried to figure out what was wrong with it. Found out what was wrong with it, and I essentially fixed it with gaffer tape. Like it was like a bolt had come loose. It didn't want to stay in, and I was like, okay, if I put it back in, gaffer tape this thing around, the gaffer tape will have enough flexibility to let the thing move, but we'll still hold it together. Job done. And we got all the way back with it, and I thought, it's still working, I'll leave it. And that lasted for like a couple of years, that repair. I tell you, I'm like, I could have easily repaired it with some more, but by that point we'd split up, and I don't know what she did, whether she's had to fix it or not, or whatever. I honestly don't know. Monkey nuts, what are you going on about? And not saying I'm a PC and sound. Also, oh, you're saying you're a PC and sound engineer. I see. I see. Um, Jacob saying, "Hi, buddy. Start panting like dog." Nah. Oh dear. And then retracted. I guess Paul has retracted his as well. Fair enough. Um, you look like people love to come and tell me who I look like, and most of the time I don't even know the people they're talking about. Um, but yeah, I don't know who Brad Paisley is. Straight over the head. Monkey Nut says, yep, Tenby is the best place to stay. Loads of camping around here too. Beautiful coastal town. I'll check it out. I'll check it out and have a little look. Like I say, I'm planning a trip to Wales. Lucas wants to do Snowdonia, I think. So if it's anywhere even close to that, maybe we can do a little detour over. If not, I will put it on the list of places I want to go. I did do the last trip I did to Wales was with the boys. We did it not long ago, actually. We went to South Wales, up in the hills we parked up next to a place called Keeper's Pond. It was really good. It was a really good spot. We got a couple of good walks in. Fortunately, my youngest got poorly. He came down with something literally on the first day we were there. So he toughed it out, and we did a little walk, but I kept it short because I didn't want to put him out too much. But the fresh air and a little walk did him good. My oldest, he had he dipped his rod in the pond and tried to catch some fish. And he said he saw some, but he couldn't catch them, so he was a bit gutted. But yeah, we had a nice little trip there. But we stopped in at Gloucester on the way because I did a walk back in 2024. I walked from London to Gloucester, sort of from basically coastal, the last part of the coastal Thames to a coastal point on the River Severn. Basically just walking, technically from coast to coast, but the YouTube technicalities. Other YouTubers doing straight line mission stuff go from like estuaries and stuff where it's tidal, so they count it as part of the coast. And I was like, it's pushing it when I'm basically the Thames is so far inland, but whatever. I couldn't do more than 8 days, so it was more of a logistics thing than anything else. But yeah, 8 days walking across the country, finished up in Gloucester, and then the last day I came out to this point just before Gloucester, where just the most gorgeous views and like lovely bit of landscape that need to be explored. So me and the boys, we stopped there on the way into Wales and spent a day there. And I've got a video of that actually on the channel. Me and the boys heading out for a bit of van life adventures, and yeah, that was a lovely spot, that is. So I could definitely do like a trip like that again and extend it around and go around the coast of Wales a bit down over to the west. That'd be cool. Southwest is Tenby. Okay, well, that's fair play. Well, that would be better for the sort of, I'd love to do a trip back to the Gower Peninsula, and I guess if I carried on a little bit further around, I'd get to the southwest. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I had the time. I'd love to do a full-on coastal tour of Wales. I think that's kind of like on the list of things to do in the next few years. See if I can't do, because like a lot of people doing like the NC 500 around Scotland and that, and I think not enough people are saying, but Wales is the place, because Wales, wow, it's just gorgeous. And it's not such a crazy drive to get there. So you can spend more of your time doing it. And I think, like, yeah, just starting, cross over from Bristol, get in there, start off, on the south, work my way around. You could get up onto Snowdonia, and the views up there are nice. Do a couple of peaks over there, like me and Noah did before, and then carrying around and get all the way around. And yeah, just I think the full on circuit would be really cool. Oh, you live near the River Severn. That's cool, Nos. Yeah, yeah, it was quite a trip. It's there's 8 videos on my channel, like one for each day of the trip. If you're interested, it's called Stealth Camping Across England. There's a playlist for it as well. So if you look at my playlist on my channel, you can see like how I did it all, and it was the most epic adventure that I've ever done. I did it full solo, carrying everything on my pack. The only thing I could basically do was collect water on the way. And normally when I do trips, I actually have a water filter and I just collect it from streams and rivers and stuff and ponds even. But on that trip, to save sort of like a lot of headaches with a few things, and like because basically I couldn't be sure if I'd need to detour at all to get to water sources, and that can be quite tricky. I was like, it's going to be much easier for the route that I've picked, because I was trying to do the shortest route possible. I was going to be going through villages and towns enough that I could use pubs and just knock on people's doors and ask them for, like, fill up my water bottle, or indeed I had like a pouch. I have I had a 5 litre water pouch that I could fill up in the evening and carry for the last bit of the walk to wherever I was going to camp. And some nights I managed to camp in like woods and have like a really cool sort of wild camping experience. Other times I was literally just camped like right near some houses or beside a road. Like there was one night where I had to crash out. Literally, I was walking into the darkness, just not knowing where the hell I was going, just really starting to panic. Really, I got in a proper, and it was cold. It was getting proper cold, and I didn't even have a tent with me. I did the whole trip with an emergency bivvy, one of those little mylar things. So this thing was tiny, but it did the job, and I got across. It was so epic. I'm really proud of myself for doing it, and I do feel like if I had a partner in crime to do it again, I think I'd give it a go. But I'd like to do it with somebody rather than do it on my own. We've got Hello Geezer from Badmash. Am I reading that right? Badmarsh. We'll go for Marsh. Welcome to the chat. Stop in the middle. Stop in a little town of Kidwelly, and I'll show you our big castle. No innuendo. Kidwelly in a big castle. That is. It's done, monkey nuts. I tell you, if you're sub to the channel, keep your eyes peeled. At some point, maybe during the, I don't know if it'd be while I'm doing all these lives. I'm not planning on anything crazy between now and when I've done my year of live streams, but I might end up doing the trip before that. But I think if I do like a full tour, that might be something I do after I've done my year of live streams. Maybe I'll do like figure out something I can do, either maybe some live streams where I kind of just do lives wherever I see something interesting, or maybe I'll film it and actually make videos. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with it, but yeah, I think that's a almost certainty to do sometime in the next few years. Just do a proper tour of the Welsh coast. Don't know what has that. I don't know why that idea hasn't occurred to me before. Like I keep thinking about doing a proper South Coast tour of England, because I've done the South Coast a little bit. But there's so much stuff where I've kind of driven by. I thought, we need to go back and do that bit. It's mental. So I'm hoping I haven't missed much. I don't think I've missed anything crazy. How many days had I was? If you're talking about how many days across the country, 8 days. Basically, like the first 7 days were like full on walking. Like each day, I think I was averaging about 14.5 to 15 miles a day. Like I say, carrying the full, like all my food and drink and gear on my back. So it was a pretty hefty mileage to do. And you have to consider, I wasn't trained for it at all. It wasn't the sort of thing where, you get these people who do like ultra marathons and stuff and whatever. I wasn't one of these people. I was just like an average guy. I hadn't even done much in the way of training for it. I'd just been doing, the odd wonky line mission and a bit of camping with mates here and there. And to be fair, I was worried about my knee because I had messed my knee up while working, I don't know, about a month before. And a couple of weeks before I went on this trip, I went tried to do a little coastal walk with Tim, and there's a couple of videos on my channel from that actually, where they were really great. It was a really great trip. Loved it. Got to know Tim really well. We had a lot of fun. Loads of cool stuff happened, but we never actually successfully did it. We're starting at Harwich, and the idea was to try to walk in a couple of days and get around to the Felixstowe port and get the ferry back across, which is going to be tough, because while it was doable in 2 days, it's doing it in 2 days and having enough time left on the second day that we're there early enough to get the ferry across, and then so we'd essentially like we'd walk the long way round and then get the ferry across at the end. That was the idea, but we only got like, I don't know, halfway, and my knee was already messing me up. I was like, no, I need to stop, because I could potentially make this, but then I'm going to jeopardize my cross-country mission, so I need to kind of stop. Hey, Kit's in. Hi, Kit. Good to see you. How you doing? I'd say today, but it's now tomorrow. So how were you yesterday? Monkey Nuts saying subbed. Thank you very much, Monkey Nuts. I hope everyone else is taking note and making sure they're subbed too. I really appreciate that. Greetings from Twickenham says, so how are we pronouncing this? Bad Marsh? Can I call you Bad or Marsh? What we're calling you, or you got a proper name that I can call you? Monkey Nut saying, I'm off for a shower, but I'll leave this playing because it'll help your YouTube channel. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Always nice to have the support. And Leonardo the Carpion says hi. Hi, Leonardo. Welcome. I hope you're well. To be honest, I think everyone who's just arrived, I'm going to be calling this one. But appreciate anyone who has bothered to sub today. I really, really do appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you who've just been here in the chat as well. It's always nice to have people to chat with. And it's been really nice chat today, actually. I've definitely took a few trips down memory lane and heard some funny stuff as well. So it's been fantastic. But I've got to call this one. I need to get some sleep and be fresh for work tomorrow. Hi, Riaz. Sorry, I am heading off now. Take care, Oz. Thanks for being here. Oh, no dad joke, says Sparker. Thank you, Sparker. Before I go, quick dad joke. Daily dad joke. Let's grab the dad joke out and do it quickly. Dad joke of the day. Thank you, Sparker. Thank you very much. This is why it's good to have family members in the chat to remind me of the things that I'm forgetting. So, did you hear about the Italian chef who died? He passed away. He passed away. That's terrible. They've even written it, pasta. I know that that's spun around for you, but that is ridiculous. He passed away. That's funny though. Oh my lord. Thank you, Sparker. Appreciate it. And Sue, thank you so much. Yeah, we did need the dad joke. Oh, Gracie's in. Hi, Gracie. You're doing a Noah. Well, tell Noah he should be doing that. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Sorry, Grace. Sorry. Anyway, I am off for the night. Thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around and for making this so much fun. I really appreciate you all. You take care. See you tomorrow. Have fun.